Hello, I'm Oscar Brand, and today Gene and Francesca pay a return visit to the world of folk music.
I've slung my guitar o'er my shoulder, and I've wandered this country around. And the tunes that I've heard in my journey have sung up a wonderful sound.
The World of Folk Music is brought to you each week at this time as a public service on behalf of your Social Security Administration. Today, Gene and Francesca join your host, Oscar Brand, as we explore the world of folk music and learn about the protection you're building for yourself and your family through Social Security. Do you know how disability is defined in the Social Security law? Who decides whether you are disabled according to this definition? How long you must work to be eligible for disability benefits? Answers to these questions shortly. But first, let's hear from Oscar Brand.
Oh, Lukey's boat is painted green, ah, me boys. Lukey's boat is a painted green, it's the prettiest little boat that ever was seen, ah, me riddle-I-day. Oh, Lukey's boat got a fine four-cutty, ah, me boys. Lukey's boat got a fine four-cutty, and every seam is chinked with putty, and ah, me riddle-I-day. And now said Lukey, get aboard my grub, ah, me boys. Now said Lukey, get aboard my grub, a little piece of bread and a 10-pound tub, and ah, me riddle-I-day. When Lukey came back to the kill, ah, me boys. Lukey came back through the kill, his wife wasn't waiting up on the hill, ah, me riddle-I-day. No, his wife was dead, poor Lukey said, ah, me boys. Then says Lukey, I don't care, I'll get me another in the spring of the year, and ah, me riddle-I-day. Oh, Lukey's boat is painted green, ah, me boys. Lukey's boat is painted green, the prettiest little boat has ever was seen, and ah, me riddle-I-day.
That's Lukey's boat from away up in Newfoundland. Now, our guests for today, Gene and Francesca Raskin, live a lot nearer to the World of Folk Music studio, 10-minute bus or subway ride, in fact. But it has taken them several months to get here because our invitation for this return visit caught up with them at a club called the Hungry Eye in San Francisco. And then they took off for a trip to Spain and Portugal, where I imagine they must have found lots of new material to do.
Yes, we did pick up some new songs, Oscar, but we'd like today to sing one of the old ones that we recorded some years back that came from Brazil, and our dear friend Will Holt heard it on our record and loved it so much that he used it as the basis for another song that he wrote. It's called Meu Limão.
No, not Gene. Meu limão. Meu limão.
Oh, thank you. I can always count on you to correct me.
Try. My lemon tree. Meu limão, meu limoeiro, meu pé de jacaranda. Uma vez tindolele, outra vez tindolala. Lemon tree, tell me the answer. Lemon tree, you are so wise. Why does love make me so happy that the tears flow from my eyes? If you have a sweetheart, you can tell your sweetheart that the good Lord planned things right. Maybe today or tomorrow will bring its burden of sorrow, but for lovers he planned the night. Meu limoeiro, meu pé de jacaranda. Uma vez tindolele, outra vez tindolala. Lemon tree, tell me the answer. Lemon tree, you are so wise. Why does love make me so happy that the tears flow from my eyes? Meu limoeiro, meu pé de jacaranda. Uma vez tindolele, outra vez tindolala. Lemon tree, tell me the answer. Lemon tree, you are so wise. Why does love make me so happy that the tears flow from my eyes? Meu limoeiro, meu pé de jacaranda. Uma vez tindolele, outra vez tindolala. Meu limoeiro,
Gene and Francesca with The Lemon Tree as they first recorded it some years ago. Now, Gene and Francesca, we're going to present another team on the world of folk music. This is not a husband and wife duo. As a matter of fact, these people aren't even related to each other, but they do make good sense together. I'm referring, of course, to
Roy Swift.
And Wallace Kendall.
of the Bureau of Old Age and Survivors Insurance. Gentlemen, let's dip right into the mail sack and answer a few letters from the listeners. Now, here's a letter from Redlands, California that reads, "For the past 2 years, my father has been disabled with arthritis. He is under a doctor's care. I heard you mention Social Security disability benefits on the World of Folk Music recently. I'd like to know how my father can get these benefits." How about it, Roy?
The best advice I can give is have your father apply for benefits at your nearest Social Security office at once. If he worked on a job covered by Social Security at least 5 years out of the 10 years just before he became disabled, and if he's so severely disabled today that he can't do any substantial work, he'll be eligible for Social Security disability benefits. But I can't emphasize too strongly that he must apply for benefits first. We'll get right to work on his claim to determine whether he is eligible.
Wallace, here's another question from a woman in Sarasota, Florida, that sort of dovetails with the first question. She says that on his doctor's advice, her husband has quit work, and she wants to know if that means he can get Social Security disability benefits.
You know, Oscar, many people ask that question, and I'd have to know more about his case before I could give a definite answer. You see, even though the doctor told your husband to stop working, it doesn't necessarily mean that he will be considered disabled under the Social Security law. Let's assume that your husband will soon recover, and I'm sure we all hope that within a matter of weeks or months, he'll be able to go back to work. In that case, he will not be eligible for Social Security disability benefits. These benefits go only to people who have been disabled for several months and who are not expected to be able to do any substantial work for a long and indefinite time.
Now, one final question for Roy. Where can other listeners get information about Social Security disability benefits?
At their nearest Social Security office. Just ask for a free copy of booklet number 29.
That's booklet 29. Well, thank you, Roy Swift and Wallace Kendall. Well, now, let's return to Gene and Francesca, who, as we noted earlier, certainly get around. And when they get back from around, they generally know several dozen new songs. Gene, take over.
We'd like to do a song that comes from Alexandria, Oscar. And as you probably know, in Alexandria, they speak three languages.
Gene.
Yes?
Alexandria where? Alexandria, Virginia?
No, Alexandria, Egypt.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
The song is called Mustafa.
Chérie, je t'aime, chérie, je t'adore, comme la salsa del pomodoro. Chérie, je t'aime, chérie, je t'adore. You are the only one I give a camel for. Ya Mustafa, ya Mustafa, أنا بحبك يا مصطفى. 7 سنين في العطارين، دلوقتي جينا شهمك زين. تعال يا مصطفى يا ابن الخرهان، جيب ضمير عكمي ولف على الجيران. وما يجي كيفو يشرب ولا كيفو.
If you cannot find your daughter, probably Mustafa caught her.
يا مصطفى يا مصطفى، أنا بحبك يا مصطفى. 7 سنين في العطارين، دلوقتي جينا شهمك زين.
Hey, folks, get your red hot halva. When I see girls standing at my door, I say, come up, hey, what you waiting for? I'll give you kisses and I'll give you hugs, and then I'll sell you oriental rugs.
وما يجي كيفو يشرب ولا كيفو. When he wiggles his mustaches, all the girls break out in rashes. Chérie, je t'aime, chérie, je t'adore, como la salsa del pomodoro. Chérie, je t'aime, chérie, je t'adore,
Como la salsa del pomodoro.
يا مصطفى يا مصطفى، أنا بحبك يا مصطفى. 7 سنين في العطارين، دلوقتي جينا شهمك زين. يا مصطفى يا مصطفى، باي أنا بحبك يا مصطفى. 7 سنين في العطارين، دلوقتي جينا شهمك زين. مصطفى
Mustafa, harem-scarum kind of number from the Raskins. We had fun, Gene and Francesca, and we hope you did too.
We certainly have loved it, Oscar.
Bye, Oscar. Thank you.
Well, I don't know any Arabic songs, but I do know an American song of English descent that deals with a man called Abdul, the Bulbul Amir.
The sons of the Prophet are brave men and bold, quite unaccustomed to fear. But the bravest by far in the ranks of the Shah was Abdul the Bulbul Amir. Now they're heroes aplenty and well known to fame, fought in the ranks of the Tsar. But the bravest of all, both of fame and of name, was Ivan Skavinsky Skibar. One day this bold Russian, he shouldered his gun, wearing a truculent sneer. He was looking for fun when he happened to run on Abdul the Bulbul Amir.
Young man, quoth Abdul,
Has your life grown so dull, you're anxious to end your career? While infidel, no, you have trod on the toe of Abdul the Bulbul Amir. Said Ivan, my friend, your remarks in the end will avail you but little, I fear, for you ne'er will survive to repeat them alive, Mr. Abdul the Bulbul Amir. Well, they fought all that night neath the pale yellow moon. The din it was heard from afar, and vast multitudes came, so great was the fame of Abdul and even Skibar. But as Abdul's long life was extracting his life, in fact he had shouted, Huzzah! He felt himself struck by that wily Kalmuck, Count Ivan Skavinsky Skibar. There's a tomb rises up where the blue Danube rolls, engraved there in characters clear. Is stranger, remember to pray for the soul of Abdul the Bulbul Amir. And a Muscovite maiden her lone vigil keeps by the light of the true lover's star, and the name that she murmurs so oft as she weeps is Ivan Skavinsky Skibar.
Abdul the Bulbul Amir, and this is Oscar Brand, hoping you'll be with us again on the World of Folk Music.
I've slung my guitar o'er my shoulder, and I've wandered this country around, and the tunes that I've heard in my journey have sung up a wonderful sound.
The World of Folk Music, starring Oscar Brand, has been presented transcribed by the Bureau of Old Age and Survivors Insurance to acquaint you with the benefits Social Security provides for you.
There's sadness and joy set to music, the story of life in a song. I guess we'll just keep on a-singing as we go a-traveling along.